So to say the Messenger Muhammad wrote the Quran, you have created a problem. And the problem is, she said, be quiet. Don't say he wrote the Quran. Because if he said he wrote the Quran, then you have to explain so many anomalies, which you can't. The Uber that came was Tesla car. And she told me it's going to be driverless. I said, driverless? Man, please. Don't do that to me. I don't want to go now. I want to stay for some years to come. Today, and the topic, as the Imam just mentioned, is going to be the Quran and AI. That is artificial, information. Intelligence, rather. You see, I'm speaking with something and I'm talking about information. So intelligence has to be with information. Information has to be with something that is so very, important that we can vibe with as we live on earth. What is the Quran? Really, the Quran is the last book that Allah has sent for the guidance of mankind. The Quran is a book that speaks about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. The language in the Quran, the diction that Allah has used in the Quran, and the verses, the way it is being arranged, it is such that it defiles knowledge. One of the intellectuals of today who lives in France by the name Maurice Bucaille, he made a statement in one of his write-ups. And in those write-ups, Maurice Bucaille, he said, the Quran have presented a genuine challenge to mankind, leaving only one alternative, that this Quran must be from God Almighty. Because, he said, the information in the Quran is nowhere to be found in the 7th century. Yet we have information that is so vibrant, that is so up to date, that is so continuity. It is something that you can, say that it came from the figment of the Messenger Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's imagination. You can make such statement. Again, there is an American intellectual by the name Professor Annie Beats. She's one of the best thinkers in America. And she's very good. I listen to her a lot, and I think she's one of the best. She made a statement about the Quran, and she said, if you say that the Messenger Muhammad wrote the Quran, you have a big problem, she said. The information, again, in the Quran could not be explained by today's, mindset. And so therefore, if you are asked, are you sure that Muhammad wrote the Quran? He said, before Muhammad could write the Quran, first of all, she said, he have to write it down, hide somewhere that nobody sees him. Write the Quran somewhere without nobody seeing him. But the question is, where are the papyri? Where are the books? Where are the papers to write? And how? He says he should hide somewhere that nobody, even the closest companion, should not see him. Write it down, first of all, and then memorize it. And then come out and say, I received a revelation. And then he muted out. He said, is that possible? She said, it is absolutely untenable. It is absolutely impossible. So to say the Messenger Muhammad wrote the Quran, you have created a problem. And the problem is, she said, be quiet. Don't say he wrote the Quran. Because if he said he wrote the Quran, then you have to explain so many anomalies, which you can't. And so she was asked, so where do you think the Quran came from? And she said, she believed the Quran came from on high. And they asked her to explain. She said she believed that Moses, Isaiah, Jeremiah, and Jesus and Muhammad both came from the same school. We know what she means. The same school. So she believed. But what surprises me is that she's not a Muslim yet. But she go around talking about the Quran and other books. She compare them and she speak highly about the Quran. Which brings us back to our topic, Quran and artificial intelligence. It is good to use AI. At the same time, it is dangerous. It is good because it will help. According to my basic understanding, AI will help in harnessing the Quran. Maybe it is by Allah's wisdom that AI is being developed. If I ask you, if you hear about AI, the first thing that comes to mind is maybe robots. A robotic figure. The way, how they move this and that and this. So you'll be thinking like that. Or a mechanism that takes something and put it here and go back. You always think like that when we talk about AI. Or you think about Alexa or Siri or a driverless car, which once I did. That was last year. And I went to California to do a program. And the lady that was supposed to pick me up at the airport, she had so much to do, but she couldn't. She said, Sheikh, I'm going to send, Uber for you. And the Uber that came was Tesla car. And she told me it's going to be driverless. I said, driverless? Man, please, don't do that to me. I don't want to go now. I want to stay for some years to come. But she said, it's driverless. He said, it's okay, don't worry about it. So I agreed. What surprises me the most was that when it came, the car asked me to identify myself. I said, my name is Muhammad Awal. She said, okay, where are we going? And I said, where are we going? And she said, are you from ZDI? I say, yes. And she asked, and the mechanism asked me, what does ZDI means? And I explained. And then that means I've passed the exams. So the door just popped open. So I entered. Subhanallah. That was the first day I encountered a driverless car. It started moving. But California is too much traffic. When we get to like 4 or 5 blocks, the whatever AI said, okay, I'm going to recalculate and take another route. Because I understand you have a program on this and this and this time. If I go this way, you're going to be late 25 minutes. Would you just say yes if you agree that I should take another route by recalculating? It is so unbelievable. I say, yeah, just take the fastest route. And it took the fastest route. And we got there just like, they mentioned. When I got off, the AI or whatever the car thanked me and asked me to come again. And he said, if I should look at the back seat, there is a black button, I should press it. I press it, and then information about the environment or the neighborhood that they left me came out. In case I don't know the neighborhood very well, a small information about the geography of that area came. And I pick it up. I said, subhanallah, this is something. This is something. Knowledge is power. That is why in the Quran, Allah started with Iqra. Read books, knowledge, crave it. It's powerhouse. It's a bulwark. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is the key that unravels the mysteries of life. You have knowledge, you go to sleep with it. You have knowledge, you go play soccer with it. You have knowledge, you go everywhere with it. Nobody's going to say, Mr. Muhammad or Mr. Ibrahim, can you bring your knowledge so we could weigh it? You're going through the airport. Let's weigh your knowledge and you pay the difference. They're not going to do that. You sleep with it. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is key. So the messenger said, Hayrukum man ta'allama al-Quran wa allama. The best amongst you. The best. Not Elon Musk. Not Dangote. The best. Hayrukum man ta'allama al-Quran wa allama. He who learned the Quran and he disseminated the Quran. The best in the sight of Allah. And the messenger said, knowledge is the lost property of the believer. Go look for it, even if it's with the unbeliever, because you deserve the knowledge more than the unbeliever. When you lost your phone, you keep tapping yourself and you're looking. Okay, the messenger said, treat knowledge as your lost property. Go look for it, even if it is as far as anywhere. Even if it is with the unbeliever, go take it. Because you are supposed to guide mankind. Who? The Muslims. Kuntu khayra ummah ukhrijat linnas. You are the best of nation evolved to guide mankind. Ta'muruna bil ma'ruf wa tanhauna 'anil munkar. You are selected. The Jewish were given that latitude. They failed and they failed miserably. And the Christian were given that state also. They deviated entirely from the path. And Allah said, now you, me, us are the best of nation evolved to guide mankind. But how can you guide mankind if you don't have knowledge? Knowledge is power.